Welcome to Seawaywhiskywire. Tonight on the bar, we've got the Glenbow Canadian Single Malt Whiskey from the Bridgeland Distillery. Stay tuned. Well, hey guys, thanks for coming back after the intro. I'm Tyler, and tonight on the bar, we've got the Glenbow Canadian Single Malt Whiskey from the Bridgeland Distillery in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And you know what, guys? I thought it only fitting to do a review on this particular expression from them because it is the third week in January, which means it is Canadian Whisky Week. So happy Canadian Whisky Week to you guys. I know the guys over at Flavor Camp have done a nice job kicking this off. And you know, I thought it only fitting to highlight some great Canadian spirits here. But before we get into the overview of this particular expression from Bridgeland, if you got yourself something from Bridgeland, maybe you got yourself something from a local distillery close to you, maybe you got yourself some rye, maybe you got yourself some Canadian single malt, maybe you got yourself some Canadian blended whiskey, you want to pour yourself a dram and drink along with me, please do so. I encourage it. It makes life a heck of a lot better for you guys on the other end, and I enjoy you guys drinking along with me. Just make sure it is Canadian. So what do we got here? We've got the Glenbow Canadian single malt from the Bridgeland Distillery in Calgary, Alberta. Again, it's a Canadian single malt, which means it's 100% malted barley. In this case, it is 100% Penhold Rocky Mountain barley. And this particular release here comes in with an ABV of 47.1% ABV, non-chill filtered and no color added, naturally presented. It is twice distilled in pot stills, and it is double cask matured, which means we've got some new American oak and some used American oak in this particular maturation process for this release of the Glenbow Canadian Single Malt. We'll get into the presentation. So I love the presentation on this. I love the presentation from anything Bridgeland does. They release it in these cool little half-liter 500 ml bottles, and I really enjoy it. And you know, they're cute. They go on the bar. They got a ton of character to them. The label is great. They've got tons of information surrounding here. It's very small text in here, but it gives you tons of information. You know, in this particular case here, it gives you the field that the barley was grown in there, and it gives you the name of the family farm that had the barley there. It lets you know who did the malting. Gives you the water source, what have you, all those kind of things there. You know, a whole new level of transparency as far as Canadian producers are concerned. So just, you know, from me to the Bridgeland team, thank you very much, guys. This is great. I love to see it. I hope, you know, this sets a trend, and some other guys will get out there and start doing this too, because you know what? I love it when the companies are transparent, and I love when they treat the whiskey drinker with respect. So thank you guys very much for that. We'll get into the pour on this Canadian single malt here from Bridgeland. Love these little bottles. Good cork too. All right, let's go getting close here and take a look at the color on the Glenbow Canadian Single Malt Whiskey from Bridgeland. So we'll go in there nice and tight and have a look here. Again, all natural color, no chill filtration in this one here, guys. Nice light amber, rich gold color to it there. A lot of color imparted by those new virgin oak casks there. Yeah, very nice indeed. All right. Well, you know, oh Canada, I'm looking forward to this. Let's get on to the nose on the Bridgeland Distillery's Glenbow Canadian Single Malt Whiskey. See what we can get on the nose, guys. Here we go. We'll dive into it. Okay. Nose is pretty lively. Net, very very delicate nose, but very active nose. You know, getting some pretty common characteristics from like bourbon casks there. You're getting those vanillas, getting those nice apples, some honey in there too, some nice rich deep honey. I'm getting some oranges in there, just some regular orange peels, ripe oranges. And then I'm getting some cool stuff here, almost like a tropical vibe to it. I'm getting a little bit of banana and a little bit of mango in there too. And then there's kind of this like minerality or salt kind of, and this could be something maybe from the water source or whatnot, but I'm getting this little bit of this mineral kind of thing at the back end there. Nothing off-putting at all. 47.1% ABV doesn't singe the nose hairs or nothing offensive, nothing bitter in there, but yeah, very nice. This nice punchy vanilla into that nice sweet honey and those ripe apples. You get those citrus notes, and then these cool, like I said, some tropical in there with the bananas and mangoes. and this kind of salty mineral-esque kind of piece at the back end there. Yeah, very nice complex nose for this this Canadian single malt. All right, guys. Well, let's get into the palate and see what we can get out of the Glenbow Canadian single malt whiskey from Bridgeland. So, cheers to your health. Happy Canadian Whiskey Week, guys. Very nice. So, palate-wise, palate matches the nose. Not 100%, but it does match the nose quite a bit. I'm getting those vanillas. I'm getting the citrus is there. It's more lemon lime than the orange on the nose. Still get those apples and those very ripe red apples in there too. Some honey in there. One for another sip here too, guys. Very tasty. Honey. The back end gets some more of those mangoes in there too. The lemon lime orange kind of is at the front, and then you've got this kind of more tropical piece at the back end and those mangoes. The banana in there too. And then the back end is a kind of a punch of like an oak, not like just a little bit of bitter oak in there too. I get a little bit of salt. Not brininess, just more like a salted peanut kind of characteristic to it there, as well. Texture-wise on the palate, very creamy, but very delicate. Again, very smooth. Doesn't drink like 47.1% ABV. Very approachable, very nice, and you know, it's got a nice level of complexity to it. Very nice. All right, guys. With that, let's go in for one more sip here and get into the finish and see what we can get out of this this Glenbow Canadian single malt from Bridgeland. Okay. Finish wise, comes in with a medium finish and a very nice, very delicate spirit. You know, punchy from some bigger flavors there, but nothing offensive. You know, no ethanol, no alcohol burn, very well aged. You know, they picked a good time to pull this out of the cask. Fruity, fresh. I think that would be the best way to sum this up. You're getting those nice citrus notes, you're getting those apples and oranges, and this cool tropical piece that I just really like out of this. You know, the banana is there. It's not a very heavy banana, but you get this cool mango bit, which I really enjoy. And you know, guys, I've only had a couple, but this to me is probably one of the best examples of Canadian single malt that I've had. You know, very well produced, very smooth, and very easy sipping, and very complex considering the age to it there. You got some lovely casking in there, and obviously some very high quality casks that they've used in the process, and it shows. And you know what, guys? It's very nice and approachable. But you know what, guys? Let's get into the value proposition on this one, because I think this is where, you know, this will make or break this particular release here from Bridgeland, and that's in the value. So, number one, Bridgeland was nice enough to send this over to the channel for review, so, you know, thank you so much, guys, over at Bridgeland. I am really enjoying this bottle. I've worked my way through it here. I've shared it with some friends over Christmas holidays, and, you know, it's been very well received, and I'm actually going to have to probably start treating this a little more sparingly to make it last here before I have to go out and get another bottle, but I will be getting another bottle, so you have me on that one. This one here for a 500 ml bottle comes in at $67 from the distillery. And that may seem like a little bit higher or a little bit more than, you know, par for the course or what you're used to paying for. But, you know, keep in mind, guys, you're getting a very high quality integrity product. An integrity spirit from Bridgeland, and a great example of Canadian single malt, and great example of transparency and casking, and really treating the whiskey drinker with, again, respect. And I think that's something that needs to be very well noted here. This is a great whiskey on its own here. This is a great example of Canadian single malt and where it's going. And this is a great example of the spirits that are being produced at Bridgeland. And you know what, guys? They gave me a sample of their Tabor corn as well. I'm going to get into that in a little bit in the near future here. But this is one that you probably need to try. You really need, if you're into Canadian whiskey at all, you need to try this release. You need to go out and get it from Bridgeland. There is some places you can source it other than the distillery, but they sell it online on their store, and that's where I'll be getting it in the future. But yeah, definitely something you need to be checking out. And keeping an eye on what Bridgeland's doing here. They do a ton of different stuff here between this release. They've got the Taber Corn release. They do their own brandy, all that kind of stuff. Pre-mixed cocktails, I bet you they'd be fantastic as well. But you know, go check them out. I'm going to put something down around here for a link to the piece, and I'll probably link their website in the description below. But yeah, that's my review of the Glenbow Canadian single malt whiskey from Bridgeland Distillery. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you know, if you like what we're doing here at Seaway Whiskey Wire, you guys know that drill. Like and subscribe down below, and hey, don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Seaway Whiskey Wire for more content. And if you guys are still hanging around this long in the video, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, guys. Love coming down here during Canadian Whiskey Week and trying and sampling and reviewing and giving you my thoughts and opinions on a tremendous release here. A great example of a Canadian single malt from a great Canadian distillery that is up and coming, and you need to pay close attention to these guys over at Bridgeland. So with that, guys, I will bid you adieu. Hopefully you're having a great week, a great Canadian whiskey week, and I'm going to be enjoying some great Canadian whiskeys here. And yeah, go try yourself a great Canadian single malt from Bridgeland Distillery. So cheers, all the best, guys, and I'll keep bringing you these videos as much as I can. Bye for now.